And we are live. We want the gold, sucker. We want the gold, sucker. What is up, everybody? It's your boy Ben Goose, and along with my partner in crime, my good buddy. What up, Sage? How you doing?
What's going on, Goose?
Doing good. Doing good. It's a good day. It's a good week. Got a lot to talk about. Let's see. What fast lane predictions we're going to get into, obviously. Decent card. Raw and SmackDown this week was good for a go-home show. Good for a go-home week. Do you want to start? Let's start outside the ring.
Yeah, man.
Two things. Number one, I still don't like Apex. We tried to play it last week on... No, we didn't stream it. But we played last week and it sucked. I did terrible. Couldn't find a scope. I played again last night for like just one game real quick. Still couldn't find scopes. And I got mad and almost rage quit. And
I can't get out of better goods. I can't get my AR-15. The
Yeah.
290 sucks.
dude, yes, you name it. And I told my friends, look, I'm going to shoot every gun I pick up until I find a gun that I like. I don't care if it ruins or gives away our spot or anything. Straight up told them. And I still couldn't find anything. And then I had a sniper, no scope. It was awful, man. Awful day yesterday. Awful day.
You got the hammer lock with no scope, bro.
I don't even know what that means. I was furious.
Straight slumdogging, bro.
I was furious. I want to talk to you about something. Let's get serious.
Yeah. We talk about Umbrella Club, what we doing, dude? Umbrella Academy? What are we talking about, man?
What's the Umbrella Academy?
You haven't heard of the Umbrella Academy, son?
I haven't.
Oh my God, Goose! It's so it's a Netflix show.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Gotta watch it. Gotta put it in that queue, son. It's good stuff, man. I don't want to spoil it, but you know, it's about 7 gifted individuals with superpowers, but have a very dysfunctional family, which makes it interesting. So you gotta check that out, man. Let me ask you, if you had a superpower, man, what would be your superpower, bro?
See, that's tough, man. I could pick anything, right?
Anything.
But just one. Just to be fair.
Just one. Okay. Yeah, just one.
You know, I've had this conversation before, and I thought I'd have to go with speed, but like Flash and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you break an ankle, that speed is gone. Completely gone.
But if you had speed, you'd actually recover faster from any type of injury, including an ankle injury. In fact, it would take you minutes to recover instead of months or even years.
True.
I only know that because I watched the Flash, bro. That's happened before. And you can't get drunk.
Oh, then I don't want speed. I'm done, man. I don't know. I'd probably go with mind reading, like Professor X.
Yeah, that's good. That's good quality.
That'll make me money, and I could turn it off and on whenever I want, and I'd be able to read people's minds, so I could prevent bad things from happening in certain situations. And then I'd just become like a world leader or something. But I'd definitely go with Professor X's. What about you?
Nice. I mean, for me, it's gotta be immortality, son. I mean, I'm a big Highlander fan, and if I had immortality, I'd be going around with my sword just, like, offing people, bruh. I
Okay,
mean,
so let me
it'd
ask
be
you this
bad
then.
people, but I'd be offing them, bruh.
Immortality just means you cannot die.
That's correct.
So what if I go off and I chop off your head right now? It doesn't immortality doesn't mean you grow back right away. It just means you'll be a head until your whole body grows back.
So, my quickening would come in, since I'm the only immortal guy, it would reconstruct my head, so I'd be alright, bruh.
I
Like,
guess if you
I would want true immortality, meaning, like, something happened to one of my limbs, it would grow back.
yeah, indestructible immortality.
Yeah.
But then you get to see misses the mark and
Yeah.
you're going to outlive them.
So that probably would have been my power had I not not been in a
Yeah.
relationship. Like, if I was, like, completely single, I'd be immortal, I wouldn't be able to have any kids. That would have probably been my superpower, bro.
So what if you went swimming? You can't hold your breath. You just pass out, float to the top and then wake back up, right?
Yeah, I think you would, I think that would be the only Achilles heel to it, is that you'd be, like, forever drowning.
Yeah, as long as if you're face down in the water.
Yeah, that'd be, like, the worst death. That'd be worse than death itself, man.
Yeah, it would. So I guess realistically, you're immortal. But if I just tie like a 200-pound weight to your foot and chunk you in the ocean, you're not gonna die. You're just gonna go to sleep.
Gonna have to wait till that sun does that global warming, son. Dries up the ocean.
Yeah, or you float to some coast in 1,000 years.
Yeah, man.
That'd be funny because you just be like and wake the hell up, right? You're
Yeah.
like, oh man, I was tired there for a minute. Yeah, okay, I could see that. Why do you ask that? Were you just curious about after watching Umbrella?
Yeah, I'm always curious, man, when I see, like, a group of superheroes. I'm just, like, curious of what everyone would say what their superpowers would actually be. I don't think you and I have ever discussed that ever, so, you know.
You know, I thought about Mystique too, like being able to shapeshift into any person that I want, because that would be pretty cool. Because this is assuming we don't have families, all that stuff.
Mhm.
Because if you shapeshift into anybody you want, I could say, man, I think I want to be Bradley Cooper this week, and people will really think I'm Bradley Cooper or Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, or R. Kelly.
Ooh, ooh,
Heyo!
Kelly Squad. Let me ask you about R. Kelly. R. Kelly back in jail,
Yeah, man.
didn't pay
Don't
child
agree with
support.
it.
You don't agree with him going back to jail for child support?
Not for child support, man.
Yeah. Okay. If you're going broke, it's up to you to refile and say, yo, I'm broke. Attorney General, state attorney, I'm broke. I cannot afford to pay this. I don't know how long ago he was supposed to pay that. So I'll say, hey, man, you should have handled your business. But it does seem sketchy that, I mean, he may have done some bad stuff. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Don't know yet. Probably did. But it seems like they're kind of out for him now, huh, at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's at the point where if he gets a speeding ticket, instead of writing the ticket, they're gonna just take him to jail. Um, I just I mean, there's other ways to handle, like, that's a civil thing. Um,
Correct. Very well.
yeah,
They say
it's
it's not civil anymore because it's over a set amount of money.
but that's the thing. Like, there's garnishment there of wages. There's liens. There's civil judgments that you would put into place, and they didn't even exercise those before
Yeah,
incarcerating
yeah.
them.
Maybe they could take property. And what's
Yeah,
crazy is, yes, if say I don't know what it has to be over to be considered a felony or whatever a crime, but if your child support is supposed to be 190, $160,000, that's the same, assuming you're rich, as me paying 15,000. Like it's relative. Maybe if you're like, you can't punish somebody, and we're not saying we're pro R. Kelly because he's done some really bad stuff, but we're saying the money's relative. So if a millionaire, by this logic, say the cap was 150,000. I don't know what it is. Type it in the chat if you're watching the live version. It's a crime if you owe over $150,000 in child support. Jeff Bezos is going through a divorce. The CEO of Amazon. I guarantee. I don't know if he has kids, but I guarantee 1 month's child support is going to be more than $150,000. So you're telling me if he misses 1 month, he needs to go to jail? It's relative to your salary, so it should be a civil issue.
Yeah.
Or even worse, by that logic, you're basically saying, hey, if you're going through poverty and child support is, $100, $200 a month, you will never hit that 150,000. So folks in the low and middle class will never hit that, so they will never go to jail over it. So you're just punishing the people who make a ton of money.
Exactly.
We're not saying it's right. Yeah, you got child support, pay your bills. Simple as that.
Yeah. Pay your stuff, man. You pay your share and stuff.
Yeah,
but
it's simple.
The moment that the law gets involved, like they need to be doing the garnishment of the wages. They need to go after property, eminent domain, whatever. Do what you got to do to recoup that. And if all else fails and it's negligent at that point, then maybe consider that as a last resort. But I think it's just kind of asinine to throw somebody in jail for just not paying child support.
So,
what are they going to do? Make money in jail to pay the child support? This just doesn't make sense to me, man.
So let me ask you this then. Michael Jackson's documentary was on Sunday. I didn't watch it. 2 guys on this thing said they were molested, but it wasn't, I guess it wasn't a forced thing. It was them making love, but it's still kind of fucked up because it's, So let me ask you this. We don't have to go into the Michael Jackson thing. The hell with it. Do you think he did it?
I don't. I don't believe it, man. It's hard for me to believe it. I'm just gonna kind of leave it at that. I'm not gonna watch the documentary. And I also don't believe in kicking people when they're dead.
Yeah. Yeah, this one I don't know. I'm struggling to believe that he did it because he's been acquitted on 10 counts of it. And these 2 guys have said before under oath that he didn't do anything. So I just don't. I'll leave it at I don't support. If he did do it, regardless, I'm not victim shaming. If it happened, hopefully, these guys can get the help that they need, which at least we can say there's only one ultimate judge once you pass on. But I'm not victim shaming, but I just think there's more to the story that I wish I could hear. I won't, but I wish there's more to the story that I wish I could hear. So let me ask you this. We talk about R. Kelly, Michael Jackson.
Yep.
You still going to listen to their music?
Listen to Michael. I mean,
say both of these things are true, 100%. Will you still listen to him?
I mean, I won't listen to R. Kelly. I refuse in any circumstance to believe that Michael actually did these things. I legitimately feel that there are forces out to get this man for things that are very political in nature. Mike's kind of alluded to that in a lot of his interviews. And I choose to believe that's going on. With that saying that, I don't think that there's anything in the world that would prevent me from listening to his music.
Why? Because it's great music?
It's a work of art, man. It's uplifting. It's a work of art. You can literally have an emotion for everything in the world, like anything, any type of emotion in the world, and there's a song that will go along with that emotion, whether it's anger, rage, hurt, love. I mean, everything. I mean, that's how not instrumental. That's how ingrained his music is in my soul. Like, it's just
Then why won't you listen to R. Kelly?
Because I saw the tape, bro. I'm just and I that this defense doesn't equate for me, bro. It
You
just
talking about the old '90s tape, right?
yeah, man.
Okay.
No,
So
no way that that tape was doctored.
okay. So what I'm getting at is I'm telling you the truth. If these two dudes did what they did, I'm still gonna listen to music. They still made both of them made outstanding music. Now, if they're talking about now, I'm probably not gonna listen to R. Kelly's sexual songs as much if all this stuff is true, because then I'm like, wait a minute, what are you talking about here? But what I'm getting at is, how do we dissect the artist, the art from the person? Because
It's
it
like
look,
it's like Hogan, right? Like the debate we had on Hogan,
yeah,
kind of separating Hulk Hogan from Terry Bollea. You know, you can
Jared Bolet
enjoy
is
the
a trashy dude, just a
yeah,
bad person. But Hulk Hogan, the character, and I know I said a couple weeks ago, I can't be a fan of Hulk Hogan. But I've had the time to think about it, and you bring up a great point that Terry Bollea, it's okay to not like that guy. If I see him out, I'm not gonna get his autograph or anything like that. But I could go back and say, man, you know what? In the ring, though, he didn't care about race. He lost to black people. He beat black people. Whatever the case, Hulk Hogan, the character, was great. And by that same notion, I'm going to continue to listen to Michael Jackson and R. Kelly because, quite frankly, I just don't have the time to look at. If I'm going to say, you know what, R. Kelly did this, let's boycott him. I'm not going to listen to him. I don't have time for every future singer that I listen to. I don't have time to vet them out and go to their Wikipedia and see what bad shit they've done. Newsflash: rappers call women bitches left and right, but I listen to rap.
yeah.
I can go into a rap song. Matter of fact, one of the, if not the biggest female artist of all time, Beyonce. Her husband sings 99 Problems, but a bitch ain't one. For
Mhm.
you to refer to your woman as a bitch, and it's a normal thing, and she's cool with it. Like how far deep does this snowball go? How far and how big does this snowball get? Hey, you know what? R. Kelly touches 14-year-olds. I'm not gonna listen to his music. Michael Jackson touches kids. Man, I'm not gonna listen to his music.
So
Meek Mill,
what you're saying is you'll listen to R. Kelly, but you don't support Robert Kelly.
correct. If I
Gotcha.
saw him, and I know this is tough. This is where the debate happens. I'll listen to R. Kelly. And who does that money go to? Robert Kelly.
Yeah.
So that's where part of people think, you know what, I'm not going to support this guy because I'll support the artist. It goes to the person. Hey, I don't give a shit. Spotify is $9.99 a month. I don't care what I listen to. And if it supports him and he's in jail and he has to pay restitution or child support, you know what? Maybe if I listen to him and 15 cents goes to that 190,000, so be it.
You'll put it on repeat 24/7 on all devices.
Yeah. You know what
Gonna
I'm gonna
help
do? I'm
that
gonna
man
put
get his child support up.
no, hell no. I'm part of the game. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put it on repeat. I'm gonna play I Believe I Can Fly 200,000 times in 1 month, make that fool a ton of money. It's gonna go to his kids. Then I'm gonna go to his kids and say, look, I helped you get paid. You owe me money as a consultant. That's the plot twist in all this.
I say it like this, bro. Napster was ahead of its time, bro. Like we need Napster today, because you know what? We instead of using Spotify for like these artists that are just doing wrong, whether it's in film or whether it's in music, we just use Napster, download their stuff. It's not contributing to their pocketbook, but I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, you know,
Maybe that's what it leads to is we need to steal more music.
we need to steal more music.
That's what I think it needs to go
Yeah,
to.
y'all don't do that. Don't at least don't tell us. Don't tell people that we told y'all to do that.
I don't even know how to steal music these days.
We don't want the DMCA on us, man.
Yeah. I don't even know how to steal music these days.
You can't, man. It's I
No, you
mean,
can't, and there's no point to because you can get it for free.
yeah,
You
you
sh-
can just YouTube, bro.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's how I need to listen to music. Yeah, or Periscope or something.
You want to know a little hack? I'm gonna give you a little hack, bro. Check this out, man.
Is it ripping MP3s off of YouTube?
No, 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 no. It has to do with YouTube. But check this out. You know how like you watch something on your device and uh on YouTube, and then like every minute and a half, 2 minutes, a commercial comes on.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you own a Chromecast and you beam it from your phone to your Chromecast, it's ad free completely.
So anything I'm doing.
Anything that you're doing. If
Oh,
you're
interesting.
just from YouTube, like if you try to do the CW, you'll get ads for weeks,
Right.
man. But like anything from YouTube, if you beam it straight to your Chromecast, it'll be completely free, no ads.
Oh, look at that. Sage with the hot take ads.
I'm your tech guy. Your boy saves the mark, the tech guy.
Damn, do we got to put MJ on the Dunce of the Year candidate list?
Nah, man. MJ will never go on the dunce of the year category, bro. We still got Smollett, man. I mean, with the asterisk mark on that for dunce of the year, bro. Dunce of the century.
Man, if R. Kelly did those things, that acting job was pretty decent. Who was a better actor when he yelled at Gayle King? Gayle for staying calm like that and just saying, Robert, Robert. You
I'm
know what
your
hurt?
mother, Robert.
That's what it was like,
Sit
right?
down.
Anybody who says Robert, that's like when Ben Goosen's mom and I'm acting up and they say the full name with middle name included. When they say
Robert Arthur Kelly, sit your
yes,
ass down.
Benjamin Philip Goosen, sit down. Once you hear all those names, that's what Gayle King did.
Yeah,
We
she did,
digress.
man.
Let's
Ice
get
in
into
the
this.
blade.
Let's get into this week's wrestling. Where do you want to go? What do we need to do? Arn Anderson. Let's talk about Arn Anderson.
Yeah, man.
If it's true that this is what was out there in the media this week, he was fired for letting Alicia Fox wrestle under the influence of the drink he drank. I don't know about this one because part of me says, dude, that's messed up. Like, she could hurt somebody, she could hurt herself. It's bad. But so, you get in more trouble, especially in the HR friendly world these days. You get in more trouble. Arn Anderson would have gotten in trouble if he would have said, "Hey, Alicia, I think you're drunk. You're not on tonight's show," and he's wrong. You know what I mean? Like that's the risk. Is I think you're drunk, and you're wrong. Then you accuse somebody of being drunk. Then you get fired. So it's kind of like damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. And who
Yeah,
knows if she
but
was really drunk? You can't prove that.
I mean, if you smell liquor on the breath, bruh, I mean, that's
Yeah.
you gotta take and he didn't even have to tell her that, hey, it's because you're drunk. He could just say, hey, you know what? You had the night off today. It's on us, or something. Something to that effect,
This is
man.
your one. This is your
Yeah,
one.
this is
This is
your
your
one. We got you. Because I mean, they bring extra people there just in case something happens. Like they got a backup plan in case something happens.
yeah.
Um,
Tons of them. Like Ty Dillinger. He
yeah,
used to be the backup plan, or
yeah, definitely.
he was more of the backup, backup plan. I'd say, unfortunately. But yeah, so do you think he should have got fired? And obviously, she should get fired too.
Yeah. So this is the thing. This is where it kind of gets a little sticky. Um, Arn is an employee of WWE, so technically speaking, he should have been fired, like completely, because that's a judgment call. You're basically a manager. You're whether it's a subcontractor or an employee,
That's on you.
it's on you, bro, because you're representing the company. Alicia Fox is a little bit different, because from what we know, she's a 1099
Subcontract.
contractor.
Right.
So they're depending on how the contract reads, this might not even be addressed on their contract in terms of how the fitness of her health at any given point. If it is, and it's a violation of her contract, then by all means she should be terminated as a result of it. But if it is not addressed in some form or fashion in the contract itself, I don't think the WWE would have a leg to stand on. Um,
Yeah, I'm sure performing
Now if
under the
she
influence is somewhere in their contract.
well, if she hurt someone in the course of being under the influence, then I mean, I completely agree. They would have grounds for it, but just for her merely being under the influence, I mean, I don't know. I mean, could have been like was it Sting and
Jeff
Jeff
Hardy.
Hardy? Yeah, situation where someone knew that she was and they just penned her 1, 2, 3, or didn't even tag her in or something like that. But
You know
I don't
what?
know, man. I
If
can't
it's
say that she's
true,
terminated,
she should be fired. Hands down. I can't show up to work drunk and I sit in a cubicle.
but you also are an employee, man.
Who cares? You can't show up to Okay, you cannot show up to work drunk in a business where you're supposed to protect other people. You just can't.
But there's
You-
nothing that f in most contracts, there's nothing that says that you can't do that. There's not in most contracts, there's no morality clause in it whatsoever. Um,
They'll come up with something that says we can. So WWE can let go. I'm pretty sure of anybody at any time in their contracts. If your name's not John Cena or Roman Reigns, you could be let go at any given moment.
that's not true, and you know it. That's could be considered a breach of contract for a 1099. If it doesn't stipulate that, hey, you have to give us such and such notice, anyone like both parties can terminate at any given point with sufficient notice, then yes. But if there's not a clause in their contract for a 1099 that says that, hey, you
Yeah,
can't
there's got to
just
be
fire
some.
me at will,
Okay, we
then
need
that's a
to.
breach of contract.
Let's go down this rabbit hole.
All right, man.
Who's been released after doing something bad? Can you think of anybody who's been released from a WWE contract? I want to say Kurt Angle. He had a bunch of DUIs. See, but that's the thing is,
No, but he didn't
well,
get
no, because
released
it's
for
in
DW.
ring.
Yeah, he didn't get released for that. And most of the time, what they do is they don't release them. They put them in some rehab program and then shelve them for like 6 months out of their contract.
In the chat, if you're listening, who's been
And
released
Enzo
by
didn't actually get
WWE?
let go. There was a mutual agreement to release from the contract.
Rich Swann.
I think that was a mutual split as well. I don't think it was a
Nah,
firing.
no, that was a firing, dude. He had a domestic thing coming up. They got rid of him.
Uh, Maybe that. Well,
But you know
but
what?
that, but
Domestic
that,
hitting a woman
but he
weighs
got
way
arrested.
more than
Yeah, and he got
yeah.
arrested too. So
That
that's
weighs way more than wrestling drunk.
yeah.
And it'd be different maybe if Alicia was new and green, but Alicia's never injured anybody. She can she can she's okay in the ring. She can get by with anybody.
Yeah.
So
Well,
maybe they're
and
seeing it more as
Enzo got released not because of the allegations. He got released because there's a clause in his contract that says that, hey, if you're being investigated, you have to let us know. He knew 10 months in advance that he was being investigated, but didn't let WWE know. So that was the out of his clause. It wasn't because of the investigation, it was because he failed to let someone know that he was being investigated for it.
yeah. And maybe with Alicia Fox, they're taking it more of a hey, how often are you drinking? Because
Yeah.
if you're wrestling a match after some drinks and you're fucked up, chances are that means you're doing some day drinking. Now, I'm a fan of some day drinking because it leads to some good food and some fun,
That's
as
right.
long as you do it responsible. But
That's right. Call that Uber or call your boy Sage the Mark. I'll be there to pick y'all up. I mean, my rate's a little high, but that's cool. Your life
yeah,
will be saved.
yeah, to Smarkdown, which is a great name, by the way, in the chat. Yeah, yeah, she's got veteran status. You're right. I mean, when you've done so much good for so long, you definitely get that veteran status pass.
Yeah, it's your first Diva champ.
Yeah, yeah. So you get the veteran status pass. Raw this week. Before we get into Raw and SmackDown, let's just say special shout outs to King Kong Bundy, passed away this week at the age of I think 61. One of the OG big men.
For
One of the
sure.
OGs. I wouldn't say he had outstanding matches, but he was just a big dude, like a big in the land of the Hogans, the Warriors, the Andres. maybe not so much the Warriors, maybe later in his career, but he was just a big guy. And when you think of, I used to think of King Kong Bundy and Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah.
I used to think that big bald dude who sucked. Outside of Glass Joe, this dude sucked.
You ain't like Ball Bull?
No, bald bull, no, bald bull, dude. He was the Pakistan Istanbul guy, right?
Yeah, you hit him when he charges right in the middle, man. And most people go for the uppercut, man, but it's not the uppercut. You hit him with that jab, and then he goes,
Dude, he used to mess me up because he's
oh
like
yeah, man.
all power, man. I never beat
Yeah.
that game.
Him
Because
and Soda Pop Zelensky, bro, with the uppercuts.
yeah, did you ever beat Mike Tyson?
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Because wasn't it just like 2 hits and you're down?
Yeah. Sometimes it'd be one, bro.
Yeah, Tyson didn't mess around.
Nah, man.
But yeah, shout outs to King Kong Bundy. Raw this week was, I guess, highlighted by the Shield reunion.
Yeah. I mean, they've been teasing it for the past week or so. But yeah, it's just playing into the gimmick of Dean Ambrose
Gone.
Yeah.
It is. But what they're doing with Dean, he's losing some matches and stuff. He lost to Elias Fair.
He's entertaining as fuck, bro. I'm enjoying his work right now.
They're doing it respectfully because
Yeah.
everyone knows this guy, anybody leaving, they're not going to get a push. There's no point. But Dean's putting people over, doing the right thing. Roman's first match this Sunday, we'll get into here in a bit in our predictions. Raw was good. I think, believe it or not, one of my highlights, I'm a big SNL guy. Colin Jost, Michael Che as the ambassadors for WrestleMania or something like that. Special guest for the most part.
Yeah.
I like those two dudes, man. Their backstage segment was great. Or segments were entertaining.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. I like the Weekend Update guys, man. They're pretty funny, and I like the only thing that I thought was a little quirky, man, was like Jost, like Brian lifted up Jost in
Oh
the air
God.
like he was choking him, and I don't know if it was like, I mean, I watched it on Hulu, so I don't know if y'all saw what I saw, but they cut to commercial, and my commercial is only like literally 2 seconds long. And he was still, when they came back from commercial, he was still up in that same exact position, which if that was the case, he was up there for like 4 minutes. Like,
Yep.
he's got some super strength, bro. Cause like I would have been passed out already, man.
That's what they did. That's exactly what they did.
Oh man. What a botch.
Yeah, it was just silly, but I dig it. Those two dudes are funny. I'm glad that they're going to be guests at WrestleMania. I'm sure they'll have a couple of random backstage segments.
Yeah.
And in the chat, Markdown, get ready for a new batch of Shield tees. Yeah, they're going to milk the hell out of this thing. I won't be surprised if they come out with the face mask like they did at WrestleMania 30.
But they don't sell them though.
Well, they only wore them once, and then the next night, Rollins turned heel on him.
We need those masks, man. Those masks would have been killer. How is it that Asuka gets a mask and a T-shirt, a Shield, your second money makers? They don't get the masks. Like, I don't get it.
No, yeah. And this was yet another week on Raw where, let's talk about tag teams. Let's start with the women's. What the hell? What the hell is going on with this thing? You're this big women's tag team, and then you kind of get some backstage segments here and there. There's not much attention paid to it. Am I missing something?
Bruh, I haven't seen the women's tag team on Raw, SmackDown, or NXT since they won the damn titles.
Well, Bayley and Sasha have been on Raw, sure. But, and are you reading like what you're missing on Hulu and stuff like that too?
I mean, I heard that they're feuding with Tamina and Nia Jax, but like for me, I want to know why those titles aren't on SmackDown at least every other week.
Yeah, why not? I kind of like the idea that they could defend them, or they're down to defend them on any show.
Yeah, but they should make an appearance every other week. They should make an appearance on another brand. They don't have to have a necessary primary storyline, but they should be getting some type of face value amongst all the brands. And
Yeah, just give them a backstage segment. Let them punk out another tag team.
yeah,
But
I
so
think
let's
it's
talk.
just a lost opportunity, man.
Let's talk about the tag team division then. The tag team division is the best it's been in a long time. You have a lot of tag teams, and you're having really good tag team matches. Like, think about it. Over the past 2 years, the New Day, the Bar, and the Usos have everything they've done been amazing. But now, do we have? What do you think about the tag team division? Because right now we have a lot of tag teams, a lot. But each show only has time, or really only focuses on the tag team champions and the contenders, and that is it. And then you don't see another tag team for months. Think about the Bar. They were tag champs and feuding with the New Day and the Usos forever. And now you hardly see the Bar on TV. And it's just because there's so many tag teams, not enough time. You a fan of this?
I'm not.
How do you fix it?
I
What do you do?
I think you combine the belts, man. You combine the belts and don't make the belts storyline driven. Just you've got way too many tag teams that are just not being utilized at all. We got Breezango that's on the shelf. We've got the Frankensteiner team of Ricochet and Aleister Black. We got DIY, well, formerly DIY. We've got the Bar, Usos, New Day. We've got too many tag teams that are just not being utilized in any capacity whatsoever. I think you just have to combine the belts and just kind of make it where that belt floats, man.
Yeah. See, it's tough because it seems like it's always the champs, then they feud with the contenders, and then the other tag teams just aren't on TV for a while,
There's no storyline for them.
and then they pop up, and then they get a push.
Bro, we had storylines for Breezango every week that did not revolve around the belt.
No, not at all. Yeah, so I'm curious to see where that goes in the future, because post WrestleMania, I'll say when I say future, where that goes in the future, because yeah, I don't know where it's going to be. You mentioned DIY a second ago.
Yeah,
Have you heard about Tommaso Ciampa?
I have. Unfortunate. I hope he gets a speedy recovery, man. It's just hate to see that on his comeuppance. Um, I thought that he was getting some great momentum on the main roster, and just to see that happen to him was just a travesty, man.
Yeah, and that neck injury, man, that's at least a
Yeah,
year long curse, man. So speedy recovery to the guy, but it'll give Gargano some time to shine on the main roster, and hopefully we get Gargano Ciampa at hopefully next year's WrestleMania. I doubt it, but because those two guys, they could just do. I mean, they were awesome in the ring. They could do just about whatever.
yeah,
Smark down in the chat. Here's an idea: bring the Dusty Classic to the main roster for 1 year, or open it to main roster teams and have qualifiers and some tournament matches on Raw and SmackDown. Yeah, it's interesting because you can go with almost maybe. What if they did it in March during March Madness? Because March Madness is a huge thing, American wise, a huge thing. 64 teams, one team wins it. What if they did the Dusty Classic in March? So it kind of goes along with March Madness? Because if you had all the Raw and SmackDown teams and all of the NXT tag teams, and then you just put it on the network, easy, just like
yeah.
that.
We've been waiting
Winning,
for some exclusives, some network exclusives, man. Like in-ring network exclusives. We don't actually have any.
yeah, little things like that. If that would go hand in hand with something that I've been thinking about. I was cutting the grass last week and thought about this. What if once Fox and USA have Raw and SmackDown, what if NXT is on Fox, maybe on Fox Sports 1 or something, on maybe Tuesdays or Wednesdays. So you have 3 major shows each week, and they make NXT, maybe keep it at an hour, hour and a half. Keep it short. But what if Raw is your big Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, John Cena type guys? SmackDown is the AJ Styles type guys, and then NXT is the ratings won't be as great, but they're like your ROH indie stars. So now WWE doesn't even have to. They've created their own indie brand because that's kind of like what NXT is.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool, huh?
I mean, I enjoy it. I worry about what's so. I worry about the value of the WWE network. And I just
Oh, good point. Then it'll
kind of,
just become a library and a place to watch pay-per-views.
yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be where I just, I'm looking at old stuff or just at pay per views. I would much rather see things that I'm not going to get to see on live television, like the Woking universe. We had like 2 specials on there strictly on the network, and I thought that that was amazing. That was great. I don't like the fact that they don't promote it, but I
Right.
like the fact that we get that opportunity to see something completely different. Edge and Christian show. Love that. Love to be able to pop in and watch something that's completely different, not available on regular TV. It makes the value of the network something that we want it to be.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Adam Page, you specifically have noted 2 weeks in a row that you want to talk about a challenge Adam Page out there has.
Yeah, man. God, I had it all fixed out last week, but I'll just kind of paraphrase it. But Adam Page is kind of known for making sure that people are the best fitness and the best health that they can be. And he's doing a challenge. I think it ends by double or nothing, called the Full Gear Challenge, I believe. Um,
Okay.
so essentially, the premise of it is to get in shape, do exercises every single day, so that way you can kind of fit into your quote unquote ideal wrestling gear kind of thing. Um, so I thought it was just a pretty good thing. Y'all check it out if you haven't. Hashtag Full Gear Challenge, I believe, is what
No
it is.
way.
Hashtag Full Gear Challenge. So I was your boy needs to lose some weight, so I'm thinking that maybe you and I can kind of participate in that, starting maybe next week after all the holiday stuff
Spring
dies
break.
down and we eat as much as we want and all that other good stuff. Maybe we could start doing that full year challenge thing.
Damn. We have to do it for a year?
No, I think it's just until Double or Nothing comes, which is in May. So
Hmm.
I like that. I like that idea of them using
That's
their own
funny.
platform for something positive like that, not for something that just line their pocketbooks.
Right. That's
I
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Until you
So
look good in your wrestling gear. What I
yeah,
like about that is that it's subjective, right?
yep.
Like, so Sage the Mark is 6'5". Well, it's a wrestling podcast. In wrestling, he's 7'3".
There we go.
And Ben Goosen's 5'11", which in wrestling, 5'3". So yeah, I like that it's subjective to fit in your wrestling gear. Because if me and you were a tag team, our gear would be pretty different. What would you go with? Would you go with like the just some like Randy Orton, just the Daniel Bryan, just the trunks? Would you wear a shirt?
Oh man. I don't know, man. I know I don't want to do no singlets, man. I'm not a singlets kind of
No, the
guy.
singlets have always looked horrible.
Yeah.
I didn't I
Although Mr. Perfect's gear was pretty tight, bro.
So were you okay with Bret Hart's the pants that went into the singlet?
Yeah, I was okay with that.
Yeah, yeah, I was okay with that too. But I wouldn't do the Kurt Angle or the Andre the Giant. Or not Andre the Giant. The is it Otis from
The
Heavy
King Kong
Machinery
Bundy.
sing? No, I wouldn't do the King Kong Bunny, no. Because
Uh,
that doesn't do any justice.
nah, not in the slightest though.
I'd probably go with the short shorts, like Billy Gunn style.
Okay.
Because it's not like, does anybody even wear those short shorts anymore now I think about it?
I think Dolph wears them. He wears pants
Yeah.
now.
Who still wears wrestling shorts?
Um,
I don't think anybody.
Buddy Murphy wears wrestling shorts. They're kind of long though.
Yeah. Nowadays, a lot of wrestlers kind of wear jeans.
Yeah,
That I couldn't do. That'd be uncomfortable as shit. Could you imagine?
man, I'd be ripping those jeans every day, son.
Yeah, they probably get their gear at Walmart just so they could abuse them like that. Not to like crap on Walmart, but you're getting
Give me
cost
some
affordable
scissors. Give
jeans.
me some scissors. Let me cut some holes in
Yeah,
here.
I know Luke Harper definitely gets his shit at
Yeah, it
Walmart.
does. Bruh, wrestling suspenders would be pretty tight though. I think I might rock that. The
Yes,
slop drop.
Smark down in the chat live on Thursdays. Yo, have you seen me? I look like Kevin Owens, and I don't mean the new skinny version of him, like ROH champ Kevin Steen days. I look like a black and Indian Kevin Owens. Trust me, with the hot wife, but it's the Kevin Owens with the hot wife version. So I'm very, very, very lucky. Let's get into some predictions.
Yeah, man.
We didn't really talk much about SmackDown this week, but we hinted at a lot of things what we'd like to see. But SmackDown was good. We had a good go home show. Let's
Yeah,
get into
man.
some predictions. The kickoff show they announced, I think this week was official. Rey Mysterio and Andrade. I'm predicting. This might be the match that steals the show.
It is, but I don't want it. I honestly, I don't want this match. Like, I don't. The next time I want to see a reiteration of this match is if it's for a title.
Yeah, I agree. I do definitely have Rey Mysterio picking up the win. Man, his matches have been so good. For him being a true veteran in the game, damn, his matches have been great.
Dude, how good was that U.S. title match on SmackDown?
It was amazing with Samoa
Oh
Joe
my
picking up the
god.
dub. It
Yeah,
was
man.
amazing. Ray, God, he's slimmed down a lot since his last WWE run, and man, he looks good. He's doing it all.
Yeah, it was.
Start of the show, I don't know what match order it's going to be on the show, but we talked a lot about tag teams today. Let's get into the tag team match. The Revival versus Aleister Black and Ricochet versus Gable and Bobby Roode. I'm going to say the Revival keeps it.
This is tough, man. I think they're paper champs, man. I thought they were gonna be the real deal, man. I think they're paper champs, man. I'm going with team play on words. Play on words.
All right, we'll see. I think that they're going to actually give the Revival a chance to shine. I think this match is actually going to be very good, and it's
Bruh, Dream Team
interesting
had a better run than they did.
so far. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but it is interesting. This is Aleister Black and Ricochet's first actual pay-per-view, so I don't know if they're an official tag team or if it's just two call-ups that happen to be tag teaming.
I think that I I think they're going to be officially a tag team right now. I thought that maybe they were gearing with all these tag team matches between DIY and Aleister and Ricochet. I thought that they were building to something huge at WrestleMania. Maybe combining the belts and having a battle royale kind of thing. I don't know. But with that being said, man, I think what they're going to do is I think they're going to give it to a more exciting team to carry it into the network, the Fox network thing, or until the draft comes and whatnot. And
Okay.
yeah, I think I think that's going to be the way that they're going to play it. But I think that Aleister and Ricochet are going to rock into WrestleMania with the belts.
Now another tag team match. A lot of tag team matches on this one. The Usos versus the Miz and Shane McMahon. I've got the Usos retaining, and at this point, I don't even know who they're going to fight at WrestleMania.
How about the Usos?
Yeah, the Usos. I'm sorry, what I say? The Usos are going to win this one, and again,
Yeah.
I don't know who they'll fight at Mania because they fought pretty much everybody. But hey,
Yeah, I agree.
Women's Tag Team Championship. Sasha and Bailey, the Boss and Hug connection. The Boss Hug. Yeah, the Boss Hog Connection versus Naya and Tamina.
Is it sad that I didn't even know that this was even a match?
I wouldn't say sad. I mean, you watch wrestling, you don't skip wrestling and do a podcast. You know what I mean? Like if you
But I'm
skipped
just
wrestling for
saying,
2 or
like,
3 weeks and just happened to show up on Thursdays to do a podcast, then yeah, it'd be different. But
there has been no mention of this belt on the Hulu cut since they won the belts.
mm, so that means, okay, that kind of sucks. Maybe
Yeah.
that means Sasha and Bailey are going to win.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they've got to win because I think that the match that's going to happen is Lita and
Trish,
Trish
wow,
at,
Sage with the hot take.
at Mania, man. I think that that's what's going to end. I mean, look, man, the writing's been kind of on the wall when it comes to Sasha and Bailey. Everything that they said that happens before it's even announced has happened. They announced months before the tag team belts were even a thing. They leaked that the tag team belts were coming, and they came. They leaked when they announced that they qualified that they were going to win. They during that entire time span, their whole focus was defending those belts against Trish and Lita. That's where it's going, man.
Damn, that's going to be a great match. Let's keep it with tag team. The Shield versus Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. It's clearly going to be the Shield, right?
Yeah, it's got to be the Shield, man.
Yeah, Reigns ain't losing his comeback match.
Not, and they're not going to risk Dean turning, or I mean, it would be interesting if Roman turned, though.
Not going to happen.
Yeah, probably not.
But let's see what else on the card. Women's Tag Team Championship, Asuka. Which is nice to see a women's title defended. I always like that the women's championship defended. Asuka and Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose is not going to win this, but I think it's nice to see her get her one-on-one shot.
Yeah, I agree. And there's a little scare, but Asuka hurt her neck while wrestling Mandy Rose at a live event. But Asuka says she's okay, and I think that's why they've been kind of keeping her with limited action. Yeah, I think Asuka does fight. I mean, I think Asuka is going to end up winning this one. It's going to be interesting to see who she's going to face at Mania, but we'll see.
Who
Hopefully,
do you
it's
think?
not Charlotte. Well, it can't be Charlotte. Never mind.
Yeah, they just fought last year.
Yeah.
So who do you think it'll be? Maybe they'll go triple threat.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Daria fight for it, man.
Yeah, I don't know because she's beaten everybody on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Unless
I mean, if they let her and Daria go at it, I think they could have a really good match. I mean, we've already saw shades of them having a good match a couple months back, and since then we were kind of clamoring for them to have a title match against each other. But they've been keeping her on show, keeping her on ice, and I don't know why. I mean, I think she's improved, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, when I said after we went to NXT a couple of years ago that I can't wait to see her really let loose on the main roster, but maybe she'll fight. God, I'm such a bad wrestling fan. The girl Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be. I mean, that'll be a very fast push for Lacey Evans.
Title shot right out of the gate. And you know, if she's getting that title shot right out of the gate, she's going to beat Asuka.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Charlotte and Becky.
Disrespect on the Japanese, man.
Now, Charlotte and Becky, this one to me is just clear cut obvious. Becky's going to win this one and be added to the main event at WrestleMania. I still don't like that Charlotte was thrown in. I guess it is what it is, but
contingency plan, man.
Yeah, you called it last week, right?
Yeah,
was it last week?
Sure.
2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, just the backup. You could have. See, that's the thing is WrestleMania is supposed to be the ending of everything, the ending of all major stories. But when you go with contingency plans, that's prolonging the ending of a story. But I guess, man, you got to do what you got to do. Becky's going to win this one clearly. But is she going to win it by pin or submission?
I think she's gonna win by disqualification.
Ronda comes out and beats her up.
Yeah, check it out, man. Hold on. See if I can get this on.
I'm not going out there and doing their fucking act anymore. They can say it's part of the act to kind of try to save face to everybody else, but it's not an act. I'm going out there, I'm doing whatever the hell I want, and they can explain it away however they want, but fuck them. Everybody, WWE Universe included. I meant that I'm going to disrespect the sport that they all love so much. Oh, don't break kayfabe, Ronda. Wrestling's it's scripted. It's made up. It's not real. None of those bitches can fucking touch me. The end.
Well, dude, there you got it.
What the hell was that? How did I not know about that?
Yeah, man. Oh man, yeah, man. First off, shout out to Ronda, man, doing her best work, breaking kayfabe to be kayfabe to break kayfabe. I love it, man. It is what it is, man. And I like her new ring attire, man. I'm glad that they're getting her out of the shorts. Still paying homage to Piper, which is cool. But I think that she's going to attack Charlotte because Charlotte was dodging her from getting that beaten on Monday. So that's going to automatically make Becky enter into the match. And I think that's how they're going to do that loophole.
Damn. This might be one of the greatest scripted stories ever. Unfortunately, Charlotte's thrown into the mix. If they didn't have a contingency plan and it was just Becky versus Ronda at Mania, especially after you just played the audio on that clip, this would be one of the greatest storylines of all time.
I agree.
Because scripted, sure. Planned, sure. But the story and the work put into Ronda versus Becky and what they need to do in the ring, and they would main event it, would be bigger. Yeah, bigger than Stone Cold and Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Because once those two hit the ring and Ronda goes after Becky, like, oh shit, she's legit trying these UFC moves. She's legit trying to break her arm. But then Becky has that one move that gets Ronda, because they'd have to, well plan the match, but it would be great. Like, I look back at the Bret Hart Steve Austin match. Bret Hart was the face. Steve Austin was the heel. I think it was WrestleMania 13, where Austin bled and passed out, but he didn't lose. That was a moment-making night. Like, Bret Hart kept the sharpshooter on after the match, after Steve Austin was out from the blood loss, and you're like, this guy's heel. This guy's come on, man. The guy's down. Leave him alone. And then you get the Steve Austin, man. Hey, he didn't tap out. So, I mean, dude, you can't blame the guy. And, man, just makes me wish Charlotte wasn't added to this match. But
it's like I said, man, it's a contingency plan, man. I think that there is some truth to Ronda not maybe not necessarily wanting to be there. Although looking at her work in the ring, it kind of says a little bit differently on Monday. And they just want to make sure that they're protecting their main event spot. Because I truly believe that this is going to be the main event at WrestleMania. But just in case something goes awry, at least they have a backup story plan in place.
Yeah, and Charlotte could do anything. And like we talked about, I think last week or the week before, you have to still kind of plan for the ahead, meaning Charlotte versus, assuming Becky wins at WrestleMania, Charlotte versus Becky is the feud over the next 6, 7, 8 months, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 months.
Yeah.
And then when Ronda has her big triumphant comeback, then you have the Horsewoman storyline. So, and then in that in that Horsewoman storyline, Becky and Charlotte have to be friends. You know what I mean? To team up with Sasha.
They're kind of putting the seeds of that down because, Becky is on the low key giving the 4 horsemen signal. Sometimes it's on camera, sometimes it's not on camera. So they're definitely planting the seeds for that piece of it to happen. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the ultimate conclusion is to have the horsewomen versus the horsewomen. But I don't know. I'd rather see Becky. I'm with SmackDown or SmartDown. I'd rather see Charlotte versus, Becky versus Ronda. But I think that if they're going to put this in the main event spot, the only reason why Charlotte was added there was just as a contingency plan, just in case the match doesn't go the way that they think that they can go. They can always lean back on Charlotte and Becky to finish up the show.
Oh yeah. Let's get in the main event.
All
Daniel
right.
Bryan versus Kevin Owens. Daniel Bryan's winning this thing, and he's going to fight Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania. I know this because we talked about superpowers earlier. I didn't tell you that I got this time travel Doctor Strange thing that I do. I know a lot about magic.
You're
Truth
5
be
on the
told-
Umbrella Club, bro. You're number
Yeah.
5 on the Umbrella Club, man.
Truth be told, I already know what's going to happen. I just kind of do this whole let me talk to Sage and Mark once a week, even though I know what's going to happen and what's going to happen with the tag team division and the women's tag team division and Ricochet. And I already know because I've got superpowers and I can go back and forth in time. Kevin Owens losing this one. However, he's not going to lose fair. But I don't know how he's going to lose. Part of me thought Sami Zayn's going to come back, interfere. But I don't. First off, I don't think Sami Zayn's cleared to come back. But in wrestling, you never know. But something is going to happen that interferes with KO. Because I think he's going to be a face. He's kind of playing the mid role these past few weeks.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to be a full face. I think someone's going to interfere and make him lose. And it may be Rowan, or it may be, I'm going to go out. Ready? Lars Sullivan is going to debut. Join the Wyatt. He's going to join the Daniel Bryan vegan thing that they got going on. And make Daniel Bryan beat Kevin Owens. There's going to be some outside interference that makes Kevin Owens lose.
So I completely agree with you that I completely agree with you that I think that someone will interfere. At first, I thought it would be maybe Kofi interferes in the match. But then if you do that, you risk it being a triple threat match at WrestleMania, which I don't think anybody wants to see. So I didn't think of this until you said it. But Sami Zayn he's supposed to already been cleared to come back. So it would make more sense if he comes back and interferes in this match. They can rekindle their feud and then take that to WrestleMania. As far as Lars Sullivan's concerned, I heard a rumor this week that he got released, but I'm looking.
He's 100% not released.
Okay. I thought it was me, but I thought I heard a rumor about him being released or something like that. So if you confirm that he's not, then he's not. So
no, he's not released. He's actually, as you know, the reports are out there that he had anxiety. WWE, amazing company, stood by him and said, do your thing. Word that I read today is that there's no timetable set for the guy. He may come out after WrestleMania because, right now we're about to be in WrestleMania mode. He's set to start coming back soon and make his main roster debut.
Where's Harper?
I was thinking, I thought earlier today, Harper. I told myself Lars Sullivan's going to debut and make Kevin Owens lose. And then I thought, well, yeah, but what about Harper? Where is he in all this? And unfortunately, I think at this point, Harper's just going to be high and dry. Because I don't think he's going to join Daniel Bryan's crew. Because then it's just, the Bludgeon Brothers joined it.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah. How long did they last as a tag team before the injury? 6 months? Tops?
Yeah, man. I missed that theme song. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on with Harper.
Oh man.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a clean finish, but I think that it'll be enough distraction to take KO away from the belt and focus on whoever it is that does that. I'd like I like that idea of I like that idea of Lars Sullivan, but to be honest with you, I think that I know it's not going to make any sense, but I wouldn't mind EC3 feuding with Kevin Owens.
Make for a good match, yeah. But it doesn't make sense if he interferes in this match. Because why? What would be his cause?
Maybe something that he said during his promo on Tuesday maybe have set him off or something like that. Because Kevin said a lot of stuff, and maybe he offended someone or EC3 in the back by saying it. And I don't know. I don't like that 1% gimmick, man. I don't. I've never been a fan of it, but
if he starts off as a heel, it could work.
I mean, he was primarily a heel when he was in TNA.
I didn't know that. I didn't pay attention to TNA.
So it wasn't until his towards the end of his run that he became a face. But I just don't know, man. Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, EC3 would be interesting. So we get an EC3 Kevin Owens WrestleMania match.
Or maybe Sanity comes and just takes him out.
Yeah. Yeah, see, we talk about tag teams. Where's Sanity? But if EC3 comes out, it'll set up for a Kevin Owens, and that puts Ricochet, Aleister Black, and EC3 all on. And then if Asuka fights Lacey Evans, that's a lot of NXT talent at Mania. Matter of fact,
they're not brand loyal.
No, but if you call all those, if you go like I just said, call all of them on the WrestleMania card, it outside of Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar, and maybe Kofi and Daniel Bryan, thinking out loud, it'll be an all NXT card, right? Like everybody on the card, because we're going to eventually get that, where everyone on the card are all former NXT.
Yeah. I mean, for Mania?
Yeah.
Yeah, just about. Because AJ's going to be on there. He's likely going to fight Randy Orton.
Ugh. So, yeah. I wouldn't consider EC3, though, former NXT. I would say he's an indie guy.
If you spend more than a year there, then you're not NXT.
Yeah, you're not. Great point. Yep. Let's wrap it up. We've had a great week. Great week. We got through our predictions. Got through a clip of Ronda Rousey talking some crazy shit that I didn't even know existed.
Give me that hot take, son.
Yeah, no kidding. You know what? Last week, like I said, we hopped on Twitch. Or we hopped on Xbox right after this. Apex still sucks. More of a blackout guy. And I'm trying, fam. I'm trying. And to all the fans out there, I'm trying real hard to get into Apex. It's just, I can't. And next week, so let's give you a breakdown of our schedule. Next week, Sage the Mark is going to take the realm. I don't know what you got planned. I don't know if you have a special guest. What you got going on? Sage the Mark is going to run the show himself next week. The following week, Ben Goosen is going to run the show, and he has 15 special guests planned. My goal is I don't have to talk at all because we got Dave Chappelle coming to the show in 2 weeks, John Travolta coming to the show in 2 weeks. I've got a special one-on-one interview with R. Kelly where he talks about all this stuff coming in 2 weeks. Hey, what guests do you got next week, Sage?
I have Jesse Smollett.
And they're going to reveal everything. Truth be told, we get ghosted. We tried to reach out to a special guest that's been on the we tried to reach out to somebody and we got ghosted.
Yeah, we did.
So I actually find it more funny that we got ghosted, whereas we didn't get ghosted a couple years ago. Just comedy. But yeah, just to give you a heads up, Sage and Mark and I are going to be doing single solo shows over the next 2 weeks. Give us some feedback at Real WrestleCast on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. If you're watching the show, you could any of your major podcast players, literally type in It's Real Wrestling Podcast. You'll see our logo pop up. Check us out on YouTube as well. Just type in It's Real Wrestling Podcast. It's going to be one of the top results that pop up. Give us a like, comment, subscribe, chat, all that good stuff. We'd love to hear from you guys. Sage, anything else you want to touch on before we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, don't forget, guys, this is the last week to qualify for the Apex coin giveaway. We're giving away 11,000 coins for Apex Legends. All you got to do is find that video, Apex Legends. It's in our playlist. I'll link to it in this video here, or if you're listening to the audio podcast, it's there as well. But just make sure that you find that video and that you comment on the video, you hit the like button on that video, and you also make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. So do those 3 things, you'll be entered into the contest. The contest ends at the conclusion of the Fast Lanes pay-per-view. So you have to get it in by this Sunday. We will announce the winner. Goose will announce I will announce the winner next Thursday on there. So if you want to get that chance to that 11,000, you got to go ahead and get that video. Do everything that the video tells you to do. Let's get on it, guys. 11,000 is at stake.
So what can you buy with 11,000 is a lot, right? Because I don't know anything about Apex.
Characters. You can buy guns. You buy skins. You can buy a whole host of things. Loot crates.
You name it. You got it.
You got it.
You got it. You know, it's funny. I was talking to a buddy of mine.
You can't buy a win, Goose.
I was about to say, let's end the show. I was talking to a buddy of mine this week, and I was playing Black Hat, I think, and he legit popped in the Xbox party. Matter of fact, if you're listening to this, hop in my Xbox party. I always have private parties going on that are completely wide open at Ben Space Goosen. Join in, help me get good at games, or just come talk some wrestling with me. And my friend tells me, hey, man, are you really giving 11,000 Apex points away? I was like, what the hell are you asking about? Why would I lie about it to our listeners? Yeah, hit us up. These 11,000 points. Damn, 11,000 Apex points. Will that get you good with the Peacekeeper? I don't know. I'm not accurate with it. I'm terrible with it. What's funny is Call of Duty did an update recently, and they have a shotgun that's got some serious range like the Peacekeeper. So now I use that shotgun because I'm anti-Peacekeeper, because I'm anti-Apex. Oh, goddamn that game. I'm going to play it tomorrow night, and I'm going to hate every minute of it. I'm your boy, Ben Goosen. This is your boy, Sage the Mark. Again, next week, Sage Mark going to give you the show. He's going to give you the D, as in direct results, and in direct thoughts around the Fast Lane.
Damn it! How did I get conned for this job, son? No.
Sage the Mark bringing you the D, meaning direct thoughts on Fast Lane next week. I mean, I gotta go.
Service, son.
And I'll be back in 2 weeks without the D. I'm your boy Ben Goose, and that's Sage the Mark. I'm out.
Keep it real.
Hey, it's your boy Ben Goose and Sage the Mark. Hit us up at Real WrestleCast or 419-777-IRWP. Type in the chat. Anytime we do this Thursday night live, just type in It's Real Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Join us live. We'd love to hear from you. Again, at Real WrestleCast. The thoughts and opinions expressed today are that of the host and not of the IRWP. Again, hit us up, IRWP.us, at Real WrestleCast. Type in It's Real Wrestling Podcast on literally now. We're well over thousands of listeners and subscribers and all that good stuff. Just type in It's Real Wrestling Podcast on any of your major podcast players. We'd love to hear from you. 419-777-IRWP. Leave us a voicemail. We'll be played live on air. We're out.